today. From Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, everyone, Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. It's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still...
Great final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. This is TJ Logan to return it. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Buccaneer offense taking the field with all eyes in the stadium glued to their quarterback in season number 21. His first, of course, in Tampa, the great Tom Brady.
I'm sure a lot of past teammates for Tom Brady in New England get tired of hearing the phrase, what would Tom Brady do if he's surrounded by weapons? But that's exactly what he's got in Tampa Bay. He's got big-time receivers on the perimeter. You add in Rob Gronkowski at tight end. This may be the best-looking offense that he's ever played with. And now the question is, how quickly will he mesh with those new teammates and take command of his new offense?
The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
6 yards pickup.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
At the 37.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Now he'll throw with Brady. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Gain on the play.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now this throw caught left side, and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
25 yards.
25 yards that time.
Buccaneers.
How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, TJ Logan, and a broken tackle could not free him. Taken down right at the 10-yard line. Four yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. Shotgun now for Brady. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Credit the sack to Von Miller. I know some of the talk after last week's loss was the O-line struggles. They gave up 4 sacks. He got hit here and taken down again, so that's something to monitor.
It is something to monitor, but they've got to help their offensive line out. Maybe a little bit different play calling, right? Draws, screens, get the ball in the quarterback's hands quicker, maybe some quick game passes. All of that to try and help slow down the pass rush and make things easier on their offensive line.
Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So on 4th down, on comes the Buccaneer kicker, Matt Gay. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And Gay knocks this one through. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead.
Buccaneers 3, Broncos 0.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. The former Missouri Tiger Drew Lock will be at quarterback as he leads out the Denver Broncos.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Incomplete.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
It's a gain of 5.
The last play on the completion got him half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Launch pass. Complete to Cortland Sutton. A gain of
We hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, the game the underneath stuff, you got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Stays on his feet. That'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Jones. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
Jones, the ball carrier.
The numbers for Jones last week, 19 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown.
I can remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up from the 35 back to work on 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Brady. He completes it to Evans. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. And this is caught by Evans. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 40. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
First down.
Mike Evans has been so good downfield. I think that sometimes we end up taking him for granted. When you look back at what he's done each year in the league, he's been a 1,000-yard receiver each and every time. Now paired with the prolific Tom Brady, those numbers could really jump.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Jones. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Brady, a dump underneath to Jones. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll run on first down. Jones. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
A tackle made by Shelby Harris. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Brady. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski. Complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. He completes it to Jones. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
First down, Tampa's Brady hooks up with Howard.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Extra point by Gain is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Hamler now to return it. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
On the return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
Incomplete.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Good.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Locke again. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. That's going to be caught by Judy. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
Nice catch there by the rookie out of Alabama, Jerry Jeudy, and I am fired up to see the chemistry develop between he and Drew Lock, their quarterback. And in addition, Cortland Sutton, their Pro Bowl wide receiver from last year. This might be the best pair of receivers the Broncos have had since Demaryius Bebe Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. This should be fun for Bronco fans to watch.
Broncos 3.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
At their own 25-yard line.
Back now comes Tampa Bay. So we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
That's the end of the.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll start out west at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. And it's the Panthers who are out in front. Teddy Bridgewater with a touchdown pass. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Kerryon Johnson, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And things didn't go so well, as it was the visiting Raiders who come in and grab the victory. Derek Carr leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godwin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess that in the locker room, they talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, but it's going to be second down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
With an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down. Here's Locke to throw. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. There he goes left side. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. First down. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. They'll try to run with Lindsey, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Philip Lindsey, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was capped off by a Philip Lindsey touchdown run. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. With it on the return is Logan. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. He'll have a first down past the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Throwing on first down is Brady. He finds his target. It's Evans.
Brady's pass.
7 yards, the pickup there.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From midfield, here's Brady. Now he finds Gronk. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Pickup. First down, Buccaneers.
On first down, it's Jones. Flash the stick skills on that run, but then stop shy of the 35. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 36, Brady. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
But whenever you talk about players that really broke out in the 2019 season, you better add Chris Godwin to that list. Over 1,300 yards receiving, 9 touchdowns. He was 2nd among receivers last season receiving yards per game at 95. This guy combines great body control, excellent strength, and terrific route running ability to become a really big downfield threat.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Von Miller picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
2nd and 21, a lot of ground to cover. Brady gives this one off to Jones. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up the 3rd down. A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. This will be caught at about the 5. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. They'll go with Jones, and he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Bucs have taken the lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's Ronald Jones that polishes it off with a touchdown run.
Bradley Pinion.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Denver's offense ready to go again. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up. And that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Block working out of the gun. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Brings up third down.
Throwing his lock on third down. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Devin White drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up fourth down. Blitz came there from the inside, and there just wasn't much resistance.
No, not at all. That means that defensively, they timed it up perfectly and matched up perfectly. They drew all the blockers to the other guys, left a free runner back to the quarterback, and you know what a free runner turns into? A free hitter.
Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 7.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Brady. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Christian Covington. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
The sack backs him up, 3rd and long. Tough challenge for Brady and the Bucs. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much. First down, Lock. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And on the way home for a Broncos score. Noah Fant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Now a draw play. This is Jones. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
He was brought down by
ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll go again to Jones. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
The tackle made by A.J. Boye.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Operating from the gun, Brady, and that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. Defensively, mission accomplished, and now with under 3 to go, they may be the last team holding the football.
They may very well be the last team holding the football, unless, of course, you're facing a group that is really aggressive offensively and may want to take a gamble. But theoretically, you've done your job now. You should get the ball back on a punt, but I'd be alert for a fake.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. He'll set up to throw from the gun. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
That's Garrett Bowles, the former first-round pick, the guilty party. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd down.
Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. It's caught inside the 25. A huge play there for Denver. 41 yards.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run on 1st down. Gordon. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
15-yard line.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4.
On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So here now is Brandon Mcmanus in a big spot.
A 28-yard attempt.
And Mcmanus able to put it through. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead.
20. Buccaneers 17.
Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
So here's Brady and the Bucs. Down 20-17, a minute 11 to go. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Brady to throw. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
A gain of 4.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's got it complete to Gronkowski. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And that one incomplete as it stops the clock, reading 18 seconds to go. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's Jones. And some space here. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And with 4 seconds remaining, they will call the timeout. At the 7. So just enough of a cushion there to bring on the field goal unit and try to send this one to the extra session. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. First throw of overtime for Locke. He's got his 6'5" receiver, that's Tim Patrick. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll run the end around here with Judy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Taken down.
I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward this season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. On first down, right back to Lindsey. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
He's brought down at the 31.
From the 31, Locke. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That's good for 28 yards. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels. Got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy? And what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. Special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Broncos, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Godwin. Certainly have to thank Charles David.